So at around this time last year, Dolce & Gabbana would release the light blue flanker that would completely change the direction of the light blue fragrance line for the better. They really brought this one back to life with this release right here, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. This one did incredibly well right off the rip. As soon as I got my hands on this one, you can see my first impressions. I knew it was special. Right away off that first smell, I was like, this is it. They've done it again, finally, after swinging the bat so many times. Because if you go look through the line, there are a good amount of flankers. You may not think that if you're someone that hasn't kept up with this lineup, but there are lots of limited edition ones. You've got Discover Volcano. You've got Light Blue Swimming in Lipari, which is one of my favorites. You've got Living Stromboli. I believe one or two more that I'm missing. Again, all limited edition, kind of limited runs. For a lot of people, they were very boring and uninspiring. They did not put that much effort in the marketing and in the presentation. At least for me, a lot of the bottles kind of ran together and looked the same. So they put those out, right? They didn't do well, not nearly as well as the original, and not nearly as well as the Intense version went to do as well. So then they went back to the drawing board. They released Light Blue Sun. They released Light Blue Love is Love, Italian Zest, not necessarily in that order, but all of those as well, they just did not go over well. I'm sure they did okay outside of the little community here, but realistically, nowhere close to touching the original and Intense. And so with Forever, they went back to the drawing board yet again. They upgraded the presentation. You can see the gold accenting, the upgraded cap. They brought this one out as an eau de parfum. They brought on that strong kind of concentration right off the bat. And they hit a home run here. Amazing stuff. And so following, the hype train of Forever, we have the brand new Light Blue Italian Love. So this one was just announced again around the same time as it was last year for Forever, and fully available. You can get this one online. I will link it down below. And at the time of this video, there's a 15% off sale, meaning you can get this one for about $73 for 100 milliliters, which is a very good deal for a brand new release at retail. And also, it comes out to much cheaper than Forever. At Forever, the pricing of this one at retail was much more than this one. So this one has kind of walked back a little bit. It is an eau de toilette, but still more affordable. And, we'll see if that $70 or so for 100 mil with this sale going on currently is going to be worthwhile or not. It is worth noting for all of you guys watching in the future that this will likely end up on discounters for hopefully around $60, $50, maybe pushing $70 around the sale price at some point. But new releases are always going to be, around this pricing unless there's a sale going on. So this looks really nice. Let's take a look at it. Light Blue Forever, super sharp. Again, cap is similar, right? It's got that new style to it. Silver accenting instead of gold. I love the nice cursive on the front going along with Forever here. Very fancy looking. You can see this one is basically, it's clear glass, but the juice itself is tinted, whereas with Forever, the whole glass is kind of tinted, so the juice is more likely than not clear. This one, they have a coloration to it. Very sharp looking. I love the look of it. Definitely one of their better looking presentations. Same with Forever. Again, a lot of their other flankers kind of started to run together and look a little bit similar. So let's go ahead and experience this one together. I'm going to see how this one smells right off the rip. I've got a fresh spot on my hand to see how it smells. So let's get some on there and we'll see how it is. I'm excited. Again, there's a lot riding on this one. Forever did amazing. So let's see. Oh man, I like that. So immediately I'm getting that same rindy grapefruit note, just like I get from Forever. So they are riding the success of that trend. I can already tell, man, the flankers are coming. Even though it's not a flanker of Forever, technically, it's a flanker of Light Blue, they're using that same grapefruit note. It's sour, it's punchy, it's rindy, it's a little bit sweet. You get that front and center, but it's really nice. And with this one here, it's a different twist. So I'm getting that grapefruit, but then I'm also getting this very much an ozonic, airy, and kind of sea salty quality. So I found for me, you know, Light Blue Forever, it uses the violet leaf in here, kind of giving it a watery smell, but never salty. You know, when you smell Light Blue, the original, and even O Intense, both of those had a little bit of a sea saltiness to some extent, which is really what the line is all about, right? Kind of an oceanic, aquatic men's fragrance. This is kind of almost paying a little bit of attention to that, right? Kind of touching back on that original DNA, that saltiness, that aquatic type of smell. Oh man, you know, this is one of those situations where I find myself actually really liking this one a lot. And, you know, this year, 2022, has been so amazing so far in terms of new releases, from Gentleman, Reserve Privé, to Acqua di Gio, to Parfum, now this one as well. I mean, this is very, very nice. Definitely similar to Forever, but there's more going on. You know, it's not just that punchy grapefruit that you get from Forever. There's this substance underneath, this saltiness, this overwhelming ozonic note. And I know Forever uses that ozonic note kind of airiness quite a bit, but this one here is almost to the next level. Like, there's just more going on. A little bit of a hint of a spiciness, a saltiness, all of that thing kind of going on here in the base of this one, that really makes it very interesting to the nose. Like, this is a summer fragrance with kind of a head-scratching aspect of it. You kind of smell this and you're like, wait a minute, you know, what else is going on here? So we're going to take a look at the full note breakdown. We've got bergamot and grapefruit up top for sure. We've got violet leaf, ozonic notes, and green notes in the mid. We have vetiver, patchouli, gaiac wood, and musk in the base. So definitely sharing some similarities here, notes-wise, in terms of Forever. But man, dude, this is so nice. It almost has a little bit more of this kind of menthol cooling smell underneath, almost a mintiness. Now, there's no mint, there's no geranium, so unless there is, but they're not listing it, I don't know, but that's kind of how it's coming across to me. I guess, actually, there is a green note, and so that's probably where that would be coming from. I forgot about that. It's very, very wide spectrum there, green notes. I would bet my money on being maybe a little bit of a geranium of some sort, even maybe almost a little bit of a mintiness. You know, those two notes there would be categorized under green notes. I wouldn't be shocked if they were using a little bit of mint in here, or a little bit of geranium, that sort of thing, to kind of give off this cooling, refreshing smell also. So one way I guess you could look at this one, to me, is it would be almost maybe a little bit more of a mass-pleasing, beginner-friendly version of Forever. I've loved this fragrance since the very beginning, but I've also gotten a lot of comments on the way saying that, man, you know, for me, it just isn't my thing. People who are maybe just starting out, people who are maybe not quite after a super unique and out of the beaten path type of summer fragrance. I think that's where Italian Love could come in. You know, it has kind of a little bit more of a somewhat mass-pleasing approach. Kind of where it comes, you know. Vetiver, a little bit in the base, giving it a little bit of a woodiness. The patchouli, maybe also contributing to that green smell. Again, I'm getting a spiciness out of this one here. Definitely very musk forward in the base, and again, for me, the violet leaf giving it a watery smell, but also a saltiness. So there's no sea salt in here, no sea notes, no aquatic notes, none of that listed off, but I do pick up on that vibe, which comes across relatively prominent, and I don't really get any of that from Forever here. So we'll take a look at the comparisons here. First up, we have Forever, 21-7. Again, yeah, definitely very similar. That grapefruit note is very recognizable. I mean, if you smell the grapefruit note in Forever, that will probably stick with you forever, and you'll be able to pick up on that type of thing in a lot of other places. Light Blue Sun, I don't think so at all. Not even close. So we've got a kind of an oddball one. True Star by Tommy Hilfiger. I didn't know that existed. Came out in 2005, apparently. Never smelled it. Elysium, I don't think so at all. And Tom Ford Costa Azzurra Aqua, not at all. So if I had to compare it to any one thing, it would be Light Blue Forever. Okay, so within the same family here. But still, aside from that, man, there are differences going on. It's kind of brought back. It's more so a flanker of Light Blue Forever than it is Light Blue Oh Intense, because it is, that grapefruit is very strong. Though they are touching back to the original and Oh Intense with that saltiness, I do like that. But I love this. I love how this smells. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say that I don't like it, because everything this year, or most things this year, have been very impressive so far. But seriously, I mean, I could get down with this big time. Now, why they released this as an eau de toilette instead of an eau de parfum, I don't know. I don't know what possessed them to release Forever as an eau de parfum right off the bat. Just jump right to it. I'm happy that they did, but now that leaves you kind of wondering, why didn't they put this one out as an eau de parfum? Because I think this would work really, really well as an eau de parfum. Maybe they plan on doing that. I don't know, but performance is something we're going to have to test. I can almost tell that it's going to be a very strong projector in the heat, just by how it's wearing on my skin and room temperature right now. It's one that is kind of occupying my personal space, but I think in the summer heat, it's going to really kind of hit hard. Very musk heavy here as it's drying down, a little bit floral, a little bit sweet, tiny, tiny bit sweet. It smells amazing. I love how this fragrance smells, man. It's a nice, nice follow-up to Forever. I remember saying last year, you can go back and look at my reviews, videos on Forever last year. I'm like, man, Dolce & Gabbana is going to have it cut out for them for their next light blue flanker, because what they did with Forever is astonishing, and they're going to have to work pretty hard. But I have to say, I have to give it to them. They showed up with this fragrance. Big time. It's not a letdown, not a disappointment by any stretch of the term. This here it's impressive, and I just want to douse myself in this one right now. I'm going to hit this one very hard this summertime for sure. Smells great. Perfect beach fragrance, perfect lake fragrance, summertime activities, fun, playful, modernized smell, grapefruit to the max. Nice ozonic freshness with the saltiness, and very musk and vetiver heavy in the base. Such a modern, masculine, sexy scent that I know is going to tear it up this summer. All I have to say is wow. So guys, that's going to do it for me. That is Light Blue Italian Love. I'm excited. I'm super excited. I'm pumped up. They did it again. I love it. So $70, $73, I believe I said, for a 100 ml bottle, 15% off sale. I think that's worth it. I really do. You got to think again. Take a look at the price of Light Blue Oh Intense on discounters. That's been out for years now. It's getting close to that point. Maybe you could wait until the end of summer when this one finally hits discounters and the price also comes down to where you could get it for maybe $60 for a tester. Light Blue Forever was released last year, and it just now came down to $66 for a tester and about $75 for a 100 ml bottle. This type of thing takes time. If you really want to save $15 or $20 that bad, you're just going to have to wait. So I would say a lot of you out there, if you want this one and you want to hit it hard for the summertime, take advantage of the 15% off. Link down below. Wow. This is amazing. I actually bought this one at full retail the day before they launched this sale. A lot of you guys did as well. My true OGs out there who are subscribed to the community tab, I had no idea they were going to be running that sale. But, get that 15% off, man. Enjoy this one. I'm fine with the full retail price. I would do that again if I had to. Alrighty, that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.